Hello Matrix and welcome again. Today we are carrying on with the accepted reasons for geometry. So we are doing today the midpoint chord theorem. Now this is not the proof of the theorem. I have done a video on the proof which you need to know for your final exam. So I'm going to put a link to that video if you're looking for the proof for the midpoint chord theorem. Now, we need to know the accepted reasons so that when we work out various things during our circular geometry matric paper 2, we want to put the correct reasons. So the midpoint chord theorem can come in 3 different variants. So either you're given in yellow, you're given that O is the center of the circle, and so you have a radius cutting chord AB through the center. The second one, you're given that the center of the circle, but you're told that it's perpendicular to AB. And the third one, you're not told if it's the center of the circle, but you're given that it's perpendicular and it cuts through the center of AB. So these are all midpoint chord theorem. And it just depends on what you're given as to what reason you give. So let's look at the first one. If we're given the radius of the circle bisecting AB, we can therefore say that these two angles, O, and we'll call this C, OCB and OCA are 90 degrees. So if we needed to prove that that OCB was, or OCA was 90, we'd say OCA equals 90 degrees. And the reason we'd say is line from center to midpoint of chord. Okay. And the same, we could also say OCB equals 90 degrees. And then the same thing, line from center, because it's coming from the center and it's going to the midpoint of a chord, to midpoint of chord. Okay, so that's the first variant. The second one is we're not given that it's the midpoint, but we're told that it's the center of the circle and it's perpendicular. So it's similar to this one, except now we can say that, and we'll do this in green, now we'll say that AC equals CB. Because now we know that it's the midpoint, and we'll say line from center, but instead of to midpoint of chord, we know that we're given that it's perpendicular to chord. And so we can see the differences. Now the third one is we're given that it's the midpoint and we're given that it's perpendicular, but we're not told that it's going through the center of the circle. So we now can say that it's going through the center of the circle. So we would say that, and let's call this, we'll do it in blue. Let's call this C. Actually, let's extend this line. Let's extend this line all the way through. And we'll call this C and this D. This point D on the edge of the circle. And so CD, because it passes through the center, it's the diameter. And so you could say CD passes through the center of the circle, or we could say CD is the diameter. And our reason is because it's perpendicular and it bisects AB, it's perp bisector of chord. Okay, so hopefully that helped. If it did, please find the subscribe and the like button down below and share with all your friends and all that good stuff. And I will see you again in the next video where we'll be looking again at circular geometry and the accepted reasons for your final exam. But we are going to look at the 2 times the angle at the circumference, the angle at center is equal to 2 times the angle at circumference. So more about that later. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.